Today is Saturday, August 3, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. As I record this video, it is 7 a.m. local time in Florida, where preparations should be underway for the future impact of Tropical Storm Debby. What was designated yesterday as potential Tropical Cyclone 4 has now been classified as Tropical Depression 4 after the circulation center consolidated just south of the island of Cuba. Currently, the center is moving over Cuba and is expected to reach the Gulf of Mexico waters this afternoon, where it is forecasted to begin an intensification process as it moves northwest and eventually makes landfall on the Florida peninsula as a strong tropical storm. There have been some changes in the forecast trajectory due to the circulation center consolidating more to the south and west than anticipated. Therefore, it is now not expected to pass as close to Tampa. Instead, it is projected to take a slightly more westerly path, entering the Florida Big Bend. Throughout today, Tropical Depression 4 will continue to bring heavy rainfall across Cuba. Here we can see some accumulated rainfall estimates for the next 12 hours, with projections of 50 to 75 millimeters affecting western Cuba, potentially causing some flooding. Let's look at the latest update from the specialized trajectory models. All models agree on a northwesterly trajectory over the next 24 hours. By Sunday morning, it is expected to start turning more northward and is projected to enter the Florida Big Bend during the morning hours of Monday. Between Monday and Friday, it will move very slowly across northern Florida, southeastern Georgia, and South Carolina, where the risk has increased due to the potential for very slow movement, leading to excessive rainfall across the region. This poses a high risk of flooding for North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. It is possible that it could strengthen into a hurricane by mid-next week. Residents in these states should stay very attentive to the forecasts. These trajectory changes can be seen in this animation, where the circulation center was originally projected to pass just west of Tampa. However, the center consolidated further west, resulting in a trajectory change. While this is more favorable for areas like Sarasota, Tampa, and Orlando, it represents a worse scenario for the coasts of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Additionally, with this more westerly trajectory, the circulation center will stay over the Gulf of Mexico waters longer, potentially strengthening more than anticipated. It is now projected to reach Florida as a strong tropical storm, with some models indicating it could become a Category 1 hurricane. We will continue monitoring these changes to see if wind effects across northern Florida increase in the next projections. Let's look at the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. A tropical storm warning remains in effect for the entire western coast of the Florida Peninsula, and a hurricane watch has been issued for the Florida Big Bend. Therefore, cities along the coast just north of Tampa and areas of northern Florida should prepare for the impact of a strong tropical storm. The circulation center is expected to pass through this region during the morning and afternoon of Monday. Then, from Tuesday to Friday, it will move very slowly parallel to the southeastern coast of the United States. Depending on whether the center stays over water or moves over the coast, this could significantly impact the storm's intensity. There is still much uncertainty about how long this cyclone will remain in the region and how strong it will be by mid to late next week. Let's look at some scenarios presented by the model projections. Here we have the GFS model showing a tropical storm developing tonight, just southwest of Florida, and maintaining a northwesterly trajectory until eventually entering the Florida Big Bend during the early hours of Monday. The model shows a strong tropical storm for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with the system remaining almost stationary just east of South Carolina and Georgia. This poses a high risk of flooding and tropical storm or hurricane conditions affecting the region for an extended period. By Friday and Saturday, the circulation center is projected to move towards North Carolina. Therefore, a serious scenario is anticipated, especially in terms of accumulated rainfall. The European model also generally agrees with this forecast. It shows the future tropical storm entering the Florida Big Bend during the early hours of Monday, and then maintaining an erratic and slow movement just east of the Georgia and South Carolina coast. The circulation center does not move over land until Friday, indicating 3 to 4 days of constant rainfall across this region. By Saturday and Sunday, the model projects that the circulation center could move over eastern North Carolina and Virginia, extending the risk associated with this cyclone from Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. As mentioned, there is still uncertainty from Monday onwards, especially when it moves near or over Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. This can be seen in the ensemble members of the European model, which present different scenarios from a rapidly northeast moving system strengthening into a hurricane to other members, showing a slow and erratic movement just east of South Carolina and Georgia. Therefore, much remains to be observed in the coming days. What we do know is that heavy rainfall is expected in these areas, and shortly, I will show the anticipated rainfall accumulations across the region. But first, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel under this special coverage so that you don't miss any of the videos. Go to the bottom of the video, click the red button that says subscribe, and then click the bell to receive notifications when I upload new videos. let's discuss the expected effects across the southeastern United States. First, look at this Doppler radar projection animation anticipated over the next 48 hours. Almost the entire state of Florida will receive heavy rain from Saturday night, extending into Monday morning, leading to significant rainfall accumulations. For example, here's the GFS model projection showing over 7 inches of rain in some regions of northern Florida, and between 4 to 5 inches of rain near Tampa. For the rest of the peninsula, between 1 to 3 inches are expected. However, the situation is worse for coastal areas of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, where the GFS model projects between 8 to 16 inches of rain from Monday to Thursday, potentially causing severe flooding. The European model agrees with this, showing significant rainfall for the western coast of Florida with 3 to 5 inches, while Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina could see over 10 inches of rain over the next 5 days. In terms of wind, tropical storm force winds are expected to affect northern Florida, with possible hurricane force winds along the Florida Big Bend coast if it strengthens more than anticipated. For areas of North Carolina, South Carolina, and southeastern Georgia, the European model projects tropical storm force wind gusts, with possible hurricane force winds affecting coastal areas. Therefore, it is important for everyone across the southeastern United States to prepare for the impact of the future Tropical Storm Debby, which could also strengthen into a hurricane. More than the wind, the rainfall event poses significant concerns for Florida, and especially for North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Here at Hurricane Info, we will continue closely monitoring the progress of this system, and I will record a new update this afternoon. See you later.